Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have to do this video a little bit early this morning because I'm going dove hunting and I'm going to throw out feed for the deer here in Georgia. Deer season, dove season starts first, then you got deer season, and I've got to go zero guns in, believe it or not. So that's what we do this time of year around here. Before we get going, I wanted to show you, we have fun on Saturdays, and we dream a little bit. So my partner, Gulf of America XRP.com, remember that. You go to Gulf of America XRP.com, I'll show you real quick what it looks like this. You put in your name and your email address, and they send you Gulf of America properties every single Friday. This week they featured a certain area called Rosemary Beach. Each week they send you different properties, and usually it has a theme to it. Rosemary Beach, for those of you that don't know, is one of the, probably in the whole Panhandle, it's probably one of the nicest communities that there is. Very exclusive. That's why the property I'm about to show you, it's not oceanfront, but it gets you in the community. So if you zoom out here, you'll see Panama City Beach is here, Destin's over here, and then Rosemary is kind of to the western side of Panama City Beach. Get past Laguna Beach, Caroline Beach, and then you get here. And then if you look here, there's let me see if they have Seaside on the map. There's Seaside right there. That's where they filmed the Truman Show. So right here is what we're talking about, Rosemary Beach. This is a $4.495 million home. This thing's nice. Let me show you where it's located before I show you the inside of it. So there's the ocean. All of this is Rosemary. It's like the whole community. This place is nice. The whole community, it's all very nice, very exclusive. So let's show you inside of this one. I mean, this is a nice house right here. You got your own pool that's like inside the in the middle of the house. It kind of goes around it, it looks like. Very nice. I wouldn't mind having something like that. Look at that kitchen. Looks like a big house too. Wow. So, I guess if you're an XRP whale out there, this is the kind of place you can have. And there's no income taxes in Florida either. I like to remind you of that. Very nice home. Just go to Gulf of America XRP.com, and you can call them also, 850-890-8884. I'm talking low because I'll get in trouble this morning if I talk too loud, wake everybody up. Look at this. XRP is on the freaking move, folks. We're at 318. Ooh, I haven't even checked my phone, but that's looking pretty solid right there. I'm not complaining about that at all. This entire market, look, we're at 4.09 trillion. I think this is about as high as this market's ever been, okay? But I believe the market is anticipating now what's coming, the lowering of the interest rates, which is supposed to happen, I think, this week. And then you've got the Clarity Act, you got all these ETFs. I mean, I think the next 2 or 3 months is going to be crazy. And I think the craziness could go into 2026. I don't think we're looking at the same kind of cycle we're used to personally. This guy kind of tells you what's coming.
People say that stablecoins were the ChatGPT moment for Ethereum, which is absolutely true, but I call it the ChatGPT 1.0 moment. The second we have the Clarity Act pass and you can have frameworks for broader tokenization, deeply honored to, I testified in front of Congress about the Clarity Act, about the benefits of it, benefits of decentralization tests. It's been a surreal 6 months. But once the Clarity Act passes, then you're going to get ChatGPT 2.0, which is the tokenization of everything. It all starts with stablecoins, tokenized versions of the dollar, which found such ridiculous product market fit. $170 billion of stablecoins on Ethereum in the network. But that's the tip of the iceberg, because the world's a lot bigger than just tokenized dollars. Last year, Larry Fink was out there saying that every single asset will be tokenized, and that was very visionary, but it was early. Now, with things like Genius and Clarity Act, we actually are at the cusp of every single asset being tokenized. Once that happens, you're gonna have trillions and trillions of assets coming on chain, transacting in a programmatic manner. You're gonna have the internet moment for finance.
Yeah.
Being able to take assets, digitize them for the technology age, put them on public blockchains like Ethereum, the most secure, the most decentralized ones, and have them flow value, it's positive sum. It actually adds revenue, it cuts costs. It's the most positive sum technology I've ever seen. Yeah. Ethereum is the most important technology I think we've seen come across other than
XRP.
AI. At the consumer level, ETH is the next Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is now
XRP.
Store of value status. ETH, people can own it, they can stake it, they can make income off of it. It's an unbelievable store of value asset.
XRP yield's coming. Look at this. Paul Barron says, buckle up to the digital asset naysayers. S&P 500 hits 6,600 for the first time in history, now up 36% since the April bottom. This marks one of the best 5-month stock market rallies in U.S. history. And then here's one of the guys from Ondo Finance. The writing is clearly on the wall. I hope everybody can see it now.
Are tokenized stocks and ETFs the next frontier?
We would like to believe it is. Typically, it's very hard to predict which assets actually get adoption, but when you think about the latent demand globally that is out there for these assets, I think it is pretty significant, and a lot of people underestimate it. Right now, when you look at stable coins, we're already coming up on almost $300 billion, in large part because hundreds of millions of people globally have figured out that the stable coin is a very easy way to get access to the US dollar, and by putting it on blockchain rails, it actually becomes better than if it's just in a bank account, because you can freely send it around 24/7. The same thing has started to happen with tokenized treasuries. It went from $1 billion or so 18 months ago to now $7 billion. And we expect the same thing to start to occur for stocks and ETFs. There are about 400 million people outside the US that have a crypto exchange account, but most likely do not have a brokerage account, because access to brokerage accounts historically has been a lot more difficult to get. So we believe you'll start to see crypto exchanges and crypto wallets start to list stocks in tokenized form, really opening up access to that global audience that historically has not had that.
Wall Street's coming in, folks. Japan's going to cut crypto tax to 20% from up to 55% in 2026. You think Japan doesn't know what's coming? Dom from EZA, honored to be invited to meet with the SEC Crypto Task Force in New York City. EZA has quickly become crypto's super app, bringing millions into the industry at speed never seen before. Now we look forward to playing an active role in shaping the regulatory environment for other crypto companies. This will be a landmark moment for both EZA and top blockchain partners. We look forward to meeting with the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Okay. Look, this is Dave Ramsey. There are things in here he gets right, and there's things he gets wrong. I'll tell you which.
Count. If you had the money in a shoebox under your bed, we would tell you the exact same thing, to liquidate it and put in.
Basically, what he's saying about cryptocurrency, he's correct. If for any cryptocurrency that doesn't have utility. Now, that does not mean that they won't, like in the case of Bitcoin, which I'll show you in a minute, that doesn't mean that they're not going to come up with all sorts of ways to keep the price propped up. And I think the government's doing it because they want to pay the U.S. debt off with Bitcoin, and maybe others too. But some of that, if you don't have a digital asset that has real utility that's going to be used, some of that could be short to mid term for the digital. That's why I encourage everybody, don't. I mean, it's like a game of musical chairs if your digital asset doesn't have real world utility. And so you got to be real careful And I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. You know that. I'm just telling you my thoughts on this.
And pay off your debt as fast as possible.
I do agree with him that you should, any of your crypto you sell, you should use it to pay off your debts. Use crypto, especially the ones like, in my opinion, Bitcoin, some of these with no real use case. If you've been around for a while and you have an opportunity to pay off your debt, that's great. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that is common sense.
Just gives us a little bit more joy when it's something as stupid as crypto to tell you to do it. So, yeah. But, yeah, definitely go do that, for sure.
When is a world that Dave Ramsey would ever buy crypto?
I don't gamble much.
Here's what Dave Ramsey does not know. Dave Ramsey is going to be, if he's buying stocks, if he's buying any asset over the next 10 years, it's going to be tokenized. He's going to be in crypto.
I'm
If it ever became a proven investment for you?
Well, it's not going to be a proven investment because it's a commodity. And commodities are never a proven investment. That's a problem. Commodities like gold or oil, I don't buy barrels of oil either.
Sure.
Because
blockchain.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't buy blockchain. And so I don't buy crypto. So it's a currency. I don't buy the yen. And I don't buy the Deutschmark.
Yeah.
You can invest in the Deutschmark or the yen. They're a proven currency. You could look at the track record and see what how that is done versus the USD, right? Or the euro. I mean, you could
Sure.
Like, it's a currency. It's cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And so a digital currency. So you could, but I don't invest in currencies. So crypto's no exception.
Now, I don't think he understands the bigger picture of what's going on here. I won't play any more of that just because. We've heard all that before. But I am going to go into DAIXRP.com. We're going to talk about what Tether's doing and some other stuff. That's the Patreon, DAIXRP.com, or you can go to YouTube, click the join button below any of my YouTube videos, or you can go to X and subscribe through X. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.